that the game is already played. Because I streamed it on Twitch. So if you see me on Twitch, you'll know how it went on there. I completed the game on that game. Straight up like that. I started a nightmare pandemonium quest. So I believe it is time to restore balls to the walls. And I think we're going to hardest difficulty on challenge one. Because we will see getting on this game multiple ways. A lot of it. Something really good when I got it was taking it well. That's the bullet point there. I didn't end up doing that. First things first, though, people are talking about the Steam sales for this game. Which I can't necessarily say. Obviously, on PlayStation 5. But they do not say in terms of physical copy, I know they have to go about it by this review. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm not sure if it's exactly what people are talking about, but that's just my ideation when it comes to the videos that I've seen. Yeah, I'm not sure. My biggest gripe, personally, would be this always online necessity. That is a real buzzkill. That is a major buzzkill, and I agree with a lot of people that I've seen in comments and videos. There should be no need for any sort of online necessity to play this game. I understand there is the online authentication of the client, but even then, that is what this is for. That is what, while I have digital, I have this, so I didn't have that much luxury, but even furthermore, even if I did have a disc, it wouldn't matter if you need an online connection, so it doesn't matter. That sucks. That's my personal gripe about it. People were talking about, doing the woke ages with these sliders, but as you can tell, you can make the game, easy, So I guess that's what they're saying, is you could fake an Ultra Nightmare run, allegedly, make it very Windows small, things like that. But you can, in the same thing, like you see here, make it as fuck-ass difficult as possible. It's going to be nice to do, it's fucking absolutely opposite of Banner's but the title is back if I die. This video ends. I'll probably take like 15-20 minutes to get to that. Oh no, actually. It's not done. So wow. Better than ever. If I die, video ends. When I die, more so. But we'll get to that when we get to that. In terms of the gameplay itself, I fucking love it. It is different. It has a flow more akin to the way that I feel when I have played other games, like God of War Ragnarok in some cases, with the constant parrying, blocking, parry. It's a nice flow. It feels like it has more payoff. Just get out of the enemy, even if it's an enemy that's smaller than Kratos himself. You still see him fighting at him, especially on I played recently. Give me God of War on New Game Plus. It's a whole different ballgame. You'll sit there and be fighting basic enemies for what feels like an eternity. I understand that different games tend to have different fears, but in terms of their combat systems, I wouldn't say Doom the Dark Ages is as smart as God of War, but it definitely has those combat mechanics that are akin to Ragnarok and 2018, such as the Leviathan axe. That kind of shield feels a lot like the Leviathan axe. In some ways, sometimes stronger, and sometimes much weaker. I think I really don't know what the Leviathan does, but you can throw it, call it back, using it to block things like a shield. It's a really nice combination of weapons.
We could try and launch the Atlant.
There's no time.
As well as all of the weapons. The weapon wheel in this game. I only gripe in terms of the weapon wheel. I don't have a chain gun. I do miss my chain gun. I miss having it. I really regret. I really still go on that in terms of the weapons. Weapon wheel. I love the weapons. People say that the enemies feel like they aren't given much of a challenge. They feel very difficult. But I've seen most YouTubers
the village of Colleen is a mining zone. If it falls,
guy's name. I think
everything will be
it's like Ed Neon or something like that. Ed Neon TV, speaking on the difficulty of the enemies, but playing on what seems to be really easy difficulties. So I don't know. It may be a hot take, but I don't feel like people who play on lower difficulties necessarily have a say on the combat flow as much. I'm not going to say they don't have a say, but if you compare the combat flow on Hurt Me Plenty to the combat flow on Nightmare or Tyrants even, there's a difference. There's a noticeable difference. And people who play the games know this. Even with Eternal. With Eternal, there is a vast difference between how a Hurt Me Plenty, I don't know why I stepped on it, but how a Hurt Me Plenty player plays the game and how a Nightmare player plays the game. They're stark contrasts. And I know this because that was the duality between me and a lot of my friends where people that played on Hurt Me Plenty and I know you really like Nightmare. I spent a lot of time with the game. But even just jumping into the game, I believe I played it on time. So, I don't remember if I had played with it. Maybe it's taking something on 2016. But after doing that, I can do my stuff. It's just like the new here to see what the. Please don't do it. I do really like the enemies in this game. I'm not really understanding it because they lack the difficulty. Yeah, they kind of change too much. I am a little, missing things such as like battle. I would wish they would have really big more. I kind of wish they would have more milestones. Because I only played through the game once, and I did an extra mission on Pandemonium that was other than that, I've only played the game once, and I'm only missing 2 milestones, which I feel like has kind of dumbed down and what Eternal kind of brought to the table. Now, it's not to knock this game, it is its own, thing, and I really appreciate what it is. I fucking love this. But I do feel like in terms of a multiplayer experience, they kind of knew what they wanted to give you, and in Eternal seems to have, an idea. Unfortunately, the DLC came pretty late within the life cycle, as well as, halfway too. So, that kind of rearranging things. The cancellation of Invasion Mode also kind of rearranging things. Me as well as a lot of other people were looking forward to Invasion Mode. Things have to be